Ready to go live. Hey,
Hey,
Tasha.
hey, run it. I feel like I did Girls on the Run tonight.
We are out there running. I mean, for those of you who are watching us, hi, I am Sharon.
And I'm Tasha. We're the Accountability Queens.
Yes, and so we were starting at 8:30, we were finishing a coaching session, and we had our student with such great news. You know, it was difficult to sort of get her off, but we're like, okay. But we are the Accountability Queens. We've been accountability partners for 10 years. It's been a decade.
That's crazy, right?
It's
Hey,
crazy.
brother. We got Anthony in the house with us.
Oh, all right, brother Anthony. And so we've been accountability partners, and so what we do is we help other people either support them in accountability. We do accountability coaching, we do private coaching, we do group coaching, and we absolutely just love it. And we help people we're the wind beneath their wings, right? To help them achieve whatever it is they're trying to do, but they haven't been able to do on their own just yet.
Yeah, and we've had some really amazing breakthroughs with women, and
Yes.
I mean, it's so exciting. I mean, it's so exciting. Like
Yes.
Our client just said, when women come together, Black women, there's nothing that we can't do.
There's nothing that we can do. She also says when she passes this, the celebration is going to be amazing. She's on fire. She's doing her thing. So
and it's contagious.
It
right?
is.
And we appreciate the brothers that support us.
Absolutely.
Hey, my actual brother Keith is in the house with us this evening as well.
Hey, Keith. So good to see you. All right. So tonight for the AQ chat, right? So every week we come with a new topic, right? Because accountability is everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is a big conversation for Tasha and I. Is it easier to fix me or change you?
I mean, my initial answer is going to be, I'm good.
Yeah.
Change you, right?
Get that together.
Come into my world.
Raise up. Why do I have to lower? You raise up and meet me where I am.
Right?
But let's just talk about the effective or ineffectiveness of doing that. Well, tell me. All right, so that's your initial thought. But then what do you really feel after your initial thought?
I mean, I can't control anybody else, right?
Right.
That's the bottom line. And so I have to take control of what I can control.
Right.
And this right here is all I really have control of.
That's it.
That's it. And so it's almost like, having people live in the overflow or, kind of feel the essence off of me, right? If I do right in this space right here, if you come into the space, it's like you kind of have to do right a little bit. I feel like that. That's what I want.
First off, I'm going to just say I didn't even know where you was going. Because you started talking about your essence and your overflow. And I was like, where's she going? All of the essence in my overflow. Girl, what?
Overflow.
Get it together. Okay.
You get my point, right?
I do now.
I can control me, and so I work on me, right? That's all I can do.
So we came up with this topic because my pastor, Bishop Walter Scott Thomas at New Psalmist Baptist Church in Baltimore, Maryland, he was, shout out to the pastor, said this in a sermon. He said, it is easier for you to basically lower your expectations, manage your expectations than expecting someone else to change. Right. And I was like, oh, God, is it?
That's really tough.
It is. But it's the smarter play. It's the more manageable one. It's the less stressful one, right? It's not that you're saying that person shouldn't change, but for you to manage the stress, listen, just lower your expectations. Now,
I don't know if I 100% agree with that, and that just could be my area of growth, right?
fair.
I I don't want to lower my expectations because I mean, typically the people that I have expectations of are the people that are closest to me, and it's the people that I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I think that you're great and I think that you have the ability to do certain things and you show me that you could do certain things, then my expectation is going to be that those are the things that are done, right?
Yeah. But what if I don't want to do those?
I know. That's what I'm
So
saying. It's my
that's
area. It's my area of growth.
right, because just because I showed you I can run, the 100 meter. I'm going to go back to my, because I'm an athlete. If you don't, yeah, I'm an athlete.
Oh yeah, the stripes show it. Me
That's what I'm
too, right?
saying.
Burpees. I'm an athlete.
Yeah, we're athletes, right?
If you
Right.
have a
Just because
t-shirt.
I showed you I can, run a 100 meter dash in 9 seconds.
My brother Anthony is with me. He said, "Why lower expectations? Is that progress? Right? Is that progress? We want our people to be
It depends.
better, especially the people that are closest to us, right?"
Yes, but again, I'd have to say, if it's not,
Let's use
I'm not interested in it.
let's use your example of being an athlete, right?
Okay.
You've shown me that you can run the 100 or do cross country or run a marathon, whatever it is, right? You've shown me that you can do it. Now, if you come to me and say, Tasha, in
Mm-hmm.
2021, I want to run a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
My expectation is that you've shown me that you can do it. You said you wanted to do it. My expectation is here that you're going to do it. So show up.
Now, okay, so here we go. Let's change that slightly. This is,
And Keith said, if I'm your friend, I push you.
I believe you should, but again, I'm going to throw a caveat. I'm going to nuance this a bit, okay? So what if I say, yeah, or you saw me run and you're a coach, and listen, I'm out here and I'm blowing everyone on the track away, but it comes easy to me, and I've got other things I'm interested. I'm interested in art. I'm interested in race car driving. I'm interested in others. So I don't make practice all the time. It is better that you meet me where I am, because I'm not coming to where you are, no matter how much you want me to.
You said you wanted to run a marathon. So I'm like, okay.
That's only if I told you if I want a marathon. I want to run a marathon.
And so that's where I am with it, right?
Right. That's
Put
only
it out there, then I want to see it. Now, in another vein, we're accountability partners, right?
Let's get to it.
If I and even from a coach's perspective, right? You talk about the track coach. If I see something in you that you may not see in yourself, I do think it's my responsibility as a friend, as a coach, as a partner to say, I see this in you and I'm putting your expectation up here. Because
that's a whole lot of I in that statement. Let me just say that. That's a whole lot of I. Kelly Sober says, if you lower your expectations, you aren't disappointed as often. That's right. So, okay, so we have in Anque. Okay, Nicole Anque. I'm with Tasha on this one.
All right, so we got two on Tasha's team.
Listen, but we're about to get into this. Iron sharpens iron. We should both bring our best and push each other often to be better. Agreed. But to Tasha's point, if I see something in you, and I see that you can be this, then I am going, that's a whole lot out. Where did me come into this? The person who's got all this, where did they come into the picture? And so
into the relationship with me.
So, I mean, that's where I think that's where we have to give people latitude, right? I think you can push someone, but if someone isn't interested in being that person, there ain't nothing you can do to make them become the person that you think they're capable of, that they should be, that they want to be. There's just nothing you can do. So you just have to be like, all right. Now, I think each person has a choice whether or not they want to participate in a relationship, right? That's for sure. But to your point, let's talk about it in accountability terms, right? And I think the difference is, yes, if you say you want something. So Kasha, if you come to me and you say, I really want to do this. Yeah, I'm going to talk about you when I see you doing, when I know you want Y and you out here doing A, B, and C. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't really want it.
That's not true. What do you mean, Keith? What's not true? So maybe the caveats are, gosh, I don't know.
Exactly. Anthony says, I think what Sharon is saying is accept them where they are. That's not the same thing as lowering your expectations. Exactly. That's exactly the point. And so, we have a client, right, who's got some very aggressive goals. She was very hesitant to change her behavior. And so, we sat with our client and we're like, listen, if you're trying to get here, you're going to have to do this. It's going to be uncomfortable and you're going to have to do this, this, and this. And old girl sat up there like,
But we didn't lower the expectation.
Only because that's what she said she wanted.
That's true. So that's what I was going to say. Maybe there's parameters around it, right?
Right.
So if you say you want to be a good friend.
Yes.
If you say you want to be a good accountability partner.
But again, it depends on who's defining what a good friend is. Right?
Those in the relationship have to define it, I guess.
Yeah. And
it should be articulated. Like, this is a really good one for marriage relationships, right? Because I think coming into a marriage, I have an idea of what I think a husband and wife should do, and he has an idea of what a husband and wife should do, right? Based on our own separate experiences.
Right.
And if that's not articulated when you come into relationship, then you're going to have, conflict.
Yeah.
And so in any relationship, right? I think in accountability relationship, because we do it in coaching, right? We set the expectation, like, here it is. Here's what the parameters are of this relationship. Here's what my expectations are. And, you share your expectations as well, especially in a private session, right? Like, what are you expecting to get out of this?
Yeah.
We have a friend whose coach told her, my expectation is that you're going to make progress. And if you don't, I can't be your coach. Right.
Ooh.
And so there it is. That's some accountability for you, right?
That was some. Woo.
So listen, and he did not lower his expectations.
But she also came to him and said, I want to lose weight, and wasn't doing the work.
So that's the parameter, I think. If someone is expressing that they want something, right? I want to have better time management. I want to use my time more wisely. I want to be a good wife, Yeah.
Yeah. All right, says, but Keith says, but meet people and know their struggles. See, you are saying things that should happen.
Sharon, you're saying, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm just here to help you.
Appreciate it. We together. So yeah, knowing their struggles, again, that depends. That comes in account to when a person says, hey, to Keith's point, I want to run, the 100-yard dash in 10 seconds, but you can't even run it in 40 seconds. I'm going to have to give you grace and say, I'm going to meet you where you are, because let's start this process a lot slower, right? I'm going to give you not 2 months to get to that, but I might give you a whole year to work up to that point. So again, I'm meeting you where you are. To Anthony's point, and Anthony says exactly right. You meet them where they are, and that's where you set their expectations. If they're saying they want to be better, then yeah, and you judge them accordingly after that.
Yeah. And people change, right? And the things that people want change. And so we can't come into, for you and I, for example, like, we come into this relationship at the beginning of the year saying, here are the things that I want for this year, right?
Yeah.
Life happens,
right?
Things happen, new information is introduced, right? Goals change. And so we check in. right?
Yeah.
I mean, we check in quite often, but on a global scale, right? We check in on a quarterly basis to say, how we do this quarter, like, you know, what's it looking like? Have things changed? And sometimes they do. And so I think part of, you know, the setting of the expectation is communication.
Yeah, absolutely. Keith, I get that, but it sounded like you were being dismissed. No, I wouldn't dismiss anyone. I not that person, but adjusting my expectations. I can't, you know, we've had this conversation, Tasha. Particularly if you've had a standard set in the past, right? So we've talked about this. I may have had an experience with someone. Maybe I dated someone and they gave me an amazing experience.
Right. Airplanes and stars.
Airplanes, you know, roses and champagne, and whew, there's a standard set.
But this brother works at Target. He can't do airplanes and stars.
He can't do it, right? So it is, but my standard was, it was beautiful, right? And so I would have to say, you know, this is a different person, right? And I've got to respect and appreciate that he is a different person all the way around, and he doesn't move the same way maybe that person. And so that standard is unfair for me to have on him, but let me just appreciate him for where he is and for what he does in a whole different way.
That is very big of you. I will say that, because there are some women who would not lower their standards, right? I
didn't lower my standards.
If your standard was here with the airplanes and the stars, you lowered your standard, right? And that's okay. That's you changing you.
Okay, let's 500 global picture. If someone gives you airplanes and champagne and chocolate and roses and all that stuff, it's not coming from a personal place. But if they did, and if that had happened to me, if they did, and that had happened to me, right? But they were a jerk in all other places, right? It's like no one is perfect, right? So, but this brother can't do it, but he's amazing in all other places.
He said, but you wouldn't expect planes and stars from Target, you know? Yeah, right. There wouldn't be the same expectation. But all I was saying is, you know, that's growth. Some women wouldn't even change their expectations. They wouldn't even take a second look at the dude at Target.
I see you too, Keith. I love you too, Keith. I see you, Keith. Out here, yes. So I mean, yeah. But the mistake I would say people can make, and I'm going to say the mistake I made. I may have, because I had that amazing experience. Yeah, that standard was like, oh, that's my new standard. Ooh. Oh, you don't do this. Oh, you don't do that. That's my fault. But that's solely on me, because I should not be putting what someone else doesn't do on someone else, because that's their own person. That's their own. They come to the table with their own things, their own. If that person was so great, that person would still be here, and they're not.
Yeah. So I think ultimately my answer is, it is easier to fix me because I have control over it, but I do need you to change as well.
I'm here for the middle of the road. I'm with you.
I'm in the middle of the road.
I'm here for, I may have to adjust, but hot dang, if you want me to stay around, you gonna have to, right? Because I think it's fair to say that we've cut people off.
That's right. What do you guys think in the audience? Easier to fix me, or change them? The experience may have been at the extreme of the bell curve and not a reasonable expectation for most.
Listen, I didn't know no better.
There is a whole community of those people, though. I mean, so it's your choice if you want to stay at this end of the curve, right? Or at the height of the curve, I might say that.
Listen, that bell curve was set really good. I mean, it was a doozy. Oh, yeah. Jacked up. Is it? All right, Nicole is still watching. Easier to fix me or change you? Let us know. Keith, easier to fix me or change you? Let's see. And if Kelly is still on, easier to fix me or change you. Yeah. But I think there's a middle of the road. I think there's some self-accountability that you have to take. What are you bringing to the table? Like, are you bringing a baggage to the table? Kelly says it's easier to fix me, but I would hope he would be willing to try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Keith.
Keith said, woo! I don't know. Is that your answer?
Is that your answer, Keith?
Keith is still struggling. He's still
Keith
trying to
just
figure
don't
it
know.
out.
Keith ain't willing to commit. Keith is like, you need to change for me. Okay? I need you to change for me. That's what Keith out here saying.
Yeah, we all bring baggage. That's true.
We all do. And baggage that we're not always aware of. So that's absolutely right. And so we got to be able to have perspective on ourselves. And is it a fair expectation and manage?
Yeah.
Anthony, I like influence over change, but it's easier to control what I can. Expand my circle of influence, but realize it's easier to adapt my own behavior.
You're trying to change our whole topic, right? With changing the words and stuff. But I get you, Anthony. That's what I was talking about with my essence and my presence and stuff, my influence.
Anthony sounds like some Svengali out there right now. I want to expand my area. Man, watch out. Listen. Talking about Anthony playing on a whole nother level. Listen, I know his woman. Watch out, okay? He ain't out here playing checkers. This dude out here playing chess.
That's right. Listen, it's been real tonight.
It has been.
I'm middle of the road on this one.
Yeah.
So
we
appreciate everyone participating in this conversation. This was fun.
This was fun. Now we're going over to Instagram. Circle of Influence is Stephen Covey, FYI. Yeah, okay. So it's Machiavelli. Okay.
Hope you guys come back next Thursday.
Yes, we'll have another great topic. Or make sure you follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our button, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. You know, we're here for all of it. See you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.